It's fascinating. My daughter's still texting me, even though she knows I'm at an ethics commission meeting. Why me? I'm trying to remember which ones are which here. For you, for me,
I hope. I guess that's just tomorrow. I didn't know the concert.
Announced tomorrow?
I meant if it was for the festival.
No.
okay, 7:05. What I'd like to do is start an informal meeting about the Ethics Commission. Informal, nothing is going to be moved here. We cannot open, bring to order, we can't do a roll call, we can't approve the minutes, but we can discuss a number of things. The first thing I want to do is I passed out to the two members here, and I got copies for anyone of our old code. This was the original code that was created in 1999? I think it was 1999.
Can I get that?
Yeah. I thought you meant one. Historical document
2009.
where it was.
Thank you.
I'll get one at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on camera.
It was also edited. In fact, it was 1992.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 1992. And there was an addendum placed on, which is their copies here. So, one of the things that I've been doing with the help of a number of the members is trying to get a sense of what procedures we can engage in and what different things mean. And I am going to ask for feedback in this conversation and give you a type of progress report. We got a letter from the attorney with regard to the document I produced last time, the town attorney document that I produced last time. And he made some interesting comments, first of all, about the preamble, which can be easily edited. But he argues that an ordinance is required. Unfortunately, he's wrong there. Because in our code of ethics, practice on how we get things done is up to the committee. It's actually it's one of the things. Right, we saw that, Carol? That it was in our bylaws.
Well, yeah, it's in the ethics code and under section, section 1.6 of the current code covers powers and duties of the commission.
Yep.
And it says, paragraph 2, the commission may adopt rules and regulations not inconsistent with this code.
Bingo. So procedures that we come up with, we can do that. And that's what we're doing now. We're trying to come up, and we're trying to do it with as much fidelity as well as transparency as possible. That's why I will always say to you, I don't care about Robert's rules. If you have a question, ask it. If you have a comment, ask it. Worst comes to worst, I'll stop you so we can go on with the meeting. This is a point of feedback. Even now, it's a feedback. Okay? So I want you to really understand that we are open to the community. This is the place that you can make arguments. You can make. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The letter from the attorney is here. I have copies of it. Anyone want to read it? It's available. We as a committee have a legal standing. We're known as a quasi-legal committee. That word quasi means basically it's a limited range of things, administrative things that we can look at. Just like planning and zoning can look at a limited-ish number of issues, we can look at a limited number of issues. We do not have the ability to be a judge, which is illegal, but we do have this ability. Part of the ability is to do adjudications. We can investigate. We can actually call witnesses. We can subpoena things. We don't want to subpoena people. We'll invite them first to come in, but we can request the town attorney to write a subpoena for this. This is based upon what we understand is the role of quasi-legal.
Actually,
Yes, go ahead.
to be completely accurate, we should say quasi-judicial.
Quasi-judicial.
Quasi-judicial is what an
We are.
administrative agency is,
Okay.
or can be.
The term that they use on the web when I put it in, they talk quasi-legal. Whether it's quasi-judicial, we can keep that. So the Ethics Commission does have certain powers beyond just, bad law. We don't want to use that. Every time you go to the town attorney, you're spending money. We rather invite someone when there's a complaint. If they don't want to come and it's required that their attendance be present, then we can subpoena. We don't want to do that. I want to keep this as low cost, as low legal as possible. I don't want to have to go that route. And so we are a quasi-judicial committee which has certain legal status. Okay? That leads us to future directions for the procedure document, which we can do.
Question, if I may.
Yeah.
So the ethics board basically oversees all committees if there's any questions of behavior or whether they should have seen or not. If
Okay.
there's questions.
Conflicts of interest.
Yes, conflict. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, sorry.
That's interesting. The problem is our ethics code is how do I say it relative to the model code? Carol, how would you say it? There's a model code that the state puts out. How would you do the comparison?
Well, I would say, as I expressed in my email, that there are some things that the model code of ethics addresses, I think, more completely and much better than our town code of ethics. And there are some things that our town code of ethics does better than I think the model code does. But the model code is simply a guide that's been produced by the state to allow municipalities to fashion their own ethics code.
Right. So if you take a look at our code, they're primarily focused on conflicts of interest that may result in financial benefit for an individual. Okay?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, that's how the code is written. It does not suggest that breaking a process or procedure is unethical. So if process for doing something, such as hiring an individual, requires a certain set of steps, and those steps are skipped, that's fine. And our code does not cover that. So process errors are not covered.
Okay, I'll give you for instance. I sat on a board, and the board I sat on, somebody came in and I knew them, and I sat on the board was a tax actor. What is it? Yeah.
Just continue on with
Whatever. So I sit there, and the person came in, I know them, they're asking me to, as our committee, to change their taxes. I recuse myself because I feel I have a personal interest because I'm your friend. So I find it unethical for me to make a decision on what your taxes should be. Because I sit on the board and we break bread. So therefore I don't feel the right to discuss this.
Well,
Meaning choose what your taxes should be.
right.
I feel that the other two are more than capable.
Mm-hmm. To decide.
That's my example.
Yeah. Now, right off the bat, and this would require discussion among the entire committee, but on a personal level, I might argue that's very nice, you didn't have to do that. You did not benefit from that. You clearly show a bias towards that person to have them because you're friends,
Correct.
but the code doesn't necessarily say that. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure? That'd be great. This is why we need a
Yeah.
discussion.
I feel like you have a bias that goes into your vote.
I think there's language. Okay, first of all, I just want to say one thing about things like codes. They're written by people trying their best to come up with
Mhm.
standards and everything. They're open to interpretation, which is why we have a board, more than one person that sits and tries to interpret when interpretation is necessary. I think it's possible that you could argue that under the statement of purpose, which is the first section in the code, that the process of developing public policy, if you will, must be free from threats, undue influence, and all forms of impropriety so that the confidence of the public is not eroded. I think there's a very plausible argument that the situation you described could be what they call an appearance of impropriety.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That just might look like some favoritism might be involved.
Just
However, another person will look down later on and start saying, where's the financial benefit that you got from that? And they say, well, you didn't get any and you might not. And that's where the issue of discussion and how we interpret it, that's why I said there's a final answer to that question was not going to be met. How it might, this is which narrative wins out.
And one of the things that the ethics code is, or ethics code gives this commission the power to do is to issue advisory opinions.
Yeah.
That may be requested by any person governed by the code. So if you sit on a commission, you're a person who's covered by the code, you're certainly free to ask us in advance, what do we think about the situation?
Yeah, and if you have a question, if you know someone's going to do that type come in front of you, then ask an advisory. We get together, we think about what the problem is, you give us the entire context, and we can make an advisory decision, which then gets put down, and if someone else has a similar type of situation, we just pull out that advisory situation and bing. I mean, so we're open to debating questions like this.
I have a question. Well, what makes that hard is if you work the other way, you see somebody come and you have a decision that you're going to make for them, and you may want to actually stab them in the back. You may say, oh, now's my opportunity. So it works both ways.
No,
And this is a very...
excuse me.
Yeah.
You're talking if someone...
Yeah, somebody's on the board and they don't want it, oh, I'm going to screw her, you know.
That's right.
But it works both ways.
Right.
And this is why it's so difficult, because this town has been a favor exchange network for decades. So you have people doing favors for each other, and it may not be right what they're approving of.
Yeah, but,
So
okay.
it works both ways. How do you solve that?
One way of solving it, well, first of all, point one, the ethics code says we only make rulings of complaints or issues that come to us. Other codes across the municipalities have the ethics commission hearing about something, and they can start taking action on that issue without a formal complaint. That would be one way. Expand the power of the ethics commission to do that. That's a considerable change.
And then what do? You go through a series of hearings with the...
You ask the people involved to come in to talk. As simple as that. Did you really, I have A and B and C saying you really hate this person, that's why you undercut
No,
it.
I'm just saying that this would be something that somebody would do.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it.
Right.
Just to try and get them. Or if they do something wrong, what is your motivation? Do you really want to correct it?
Well,
What's your motivation?
I have a question about your question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Are you speaking about a member of another commission who has someone coming in front of them for a decision?
Right.
And they don't like that person,
Yeah.
and they want. But there's other people on
that
the
commission.
and there's it's a public meeting. There's public discussion.
Yeah.
Then I would think that that's the sort of thing. There really is nothing ethically wrong with making a decision against someone if you dislike them. Maybe not because you dislike them, but because
Right, it has a lot of effort.
a simple fact, you don't get along with this person.
Yeah, no, but it could be something, a lot of effort, if maybe not worth it,
Well,
in the end.
A decision should be made on rational basis.
Right,
If it's just because I'm making a decision because I love you or I hate you, no.
Right.
And I think the other members of the commission or any
In a
committee
way,
should
take the feelings out.
take the feelings out. They should go aside and you're responding emotionally. We know your relationship with this person. You are clearly acting inappropriately, we suggest you recuse yourself because they're showing automatic bias.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I would think that other members of
Would-
a committee or commission act as a balancing for
Sure,
that.
once
Yeah.
somebody recuses themselves.
Maybe not, maybe they have more influence on the other commission members,
Yeah.
but, you know.
In fact, I mean, one of the things that we would hope is that commissions, when they see something like this, they self-correct.
Right, right in there, right.
Right in there.
on
It
the
shouldn't
board.
come to us, they should self-correct.
Right.
And in fact, if they don't self-correct,
Mhm.
well, if that person is acting unethically, the commission then is acting unethically, not correcting that behavior.
How do you correct if somebody voted on something they should have recused themselves?
At which point that,
You can't
know,
correct, that's done.
That's done, that's true,
It's
that's
done.
done.
And they have
That's
to
what
do it
has
for
to be done beforehand.
And if it's not,
If it's not, it's not. I mean,
yeah.
It's still
It should be
unethical.
made aware.
It doesn't matter if
it's
the
a
commission
matter of
caught
what
it or
can we
not.
do? What
Right.
could I do? At that point, the ethics committee, one remedy might suggest, this is, remember, all discussion, might suggest that the commission or the committee go back, revoke that issue without that person present. Otherwise, that'd be a recommendation. Some kind of remedy. You know, it's almost like saying to those people, you know, you should have seen this happen. And I think that's unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, but if they try and the person refuses, it
This is,
won't accept
that's
it
what it
as
is.
an incident.
look, at which point they're going to be voted down in the second vote. If,
Sometimes.
I mean, we're talking how committees work, we're talking about how individuals function within those committees, and how very often self-interest gets in the way of our
Sure,
decision making. And we do the best we can. That's just it. We do the best we can. Already you found disagreement up here, and we come to a real consensus, and we look at the law, we take each other's opinion
Yeah,
into
yeah.
account,
Right.
like a jury. Now, juries have made mistakes. They have. Well, we can make mistakes too, and I said that at the first meeting. We can make mistakes. So, comments, questions?
To recuse oneself, all you need is your own conscience.
Right.
And if you don't feel you need to recuse yourself, you don't.
That's right.
Nobody can make you.
No.
They can suggest, but nobody can make you.
There can be pressure from the committee if they see that as an issue, and they might even stop you from voting. I don't know. They might say, no, you should recuse yourself.
I don't know if they can stop you. Because if you're especially elected, you know, people put you there, so.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's a sticky one.
yes, it
You
is.
know, when you should recuse yourself. You know, sometimes it's real, so black and white, you know?
It's not like.
But other times
When the panel
are
of
not.
attorneys here, when
Excuse
the
me?
panel of attorneys was here,
Yeah.
this statement, this was brought up.
Yeah.
And according to the panel of attorneys, that if you have a bias or, I would like the camera turned on you when you speak then as well.
Huh?
I would like you to turn your camera on you
Well,
when you
that's
speak
a
as
little
well.
tougher.
I'm just saying, I asked you not to put the camera any further.
No, you said you didn't want to walk up there, but that's all right.
And
No, I think what she's saying
That's all right.
is when you.
You don't need to explain to me, David.
Anyways, what I'm saying is when the town had the attorneys in, the attorneys stated that if you have a bias against something or for something, or you feel that you have a personal vendetta or benefit from action, either side, positive or negative, that you should recuse yourself from any vote on those actions.
It sounds reasonable, but problem here, it's not specified in our code. It's broadly stated in the purpose, but it's not specified specifically in the code, and that makes it difficult.
Okay, so then it wouldn't be an ethics issue, and as the attorneys were kind of pointing at, it could then lead to an opportunity where the town could potentially be sued, and that becomes a legal issue.
Yeah, well, technically, this is all quote-unquote legal issues. The Ethics Commission has been sued in the past and brought to Superior Court. That was in 2002. So this does have implications. And that's why the attorney's letter basically said, hey, you got to remember, you write stuff down, you open yourself up because someone will just start saying no. And that's why we're taking a lot of care in doing this. I respect the idea that you're really hard to look at a person's intention. I can't see a person's intention. I infer it.
Agreed.
Okay? And so...
I just found that meeting with them very interesting, that's all, and that's why I asked the
Yeah.
question.
Well, I think it's-
It was like 2 weeks after I had recused myself on a vote from somebody on the board which I sit, because I did know the person coming in. And to me, the benefit was that my friend would not have to pay such a high tax.
I think you did.
So therefore, I thought it was right for me.
No, it's a good case. It's a good
You
case.
did exactly the right thing.
Yeah.
I felt I was that because we can, I'm sorry, you benefit by your friend doing well.
Yeah, you make it really, that's a really good example. And you would have to argue it, given what we had in front of us, as to how we advise on that type of situation. That is actually a case that if you want to write up and give to us, maybe we'll make an advisory situation and post it to...
Well, I have a question, another question.
Go ahead.
I think maybe some of the things that you're talking about might be covered under conflicts of interest, which is, what is that, section 1.3, paragraph 9. It says, persons governed by this code may not use his or her position or office for the financial benefit of himself, herself, a business with which he is associated, an individual with which he is associated, or a member of his or her family. That your situation does not fall squarely within an individual with which he is associated, because as you mentioned, your decision that your commission might result in lower taxes or higher taxes for this person, depending on which way the decision went.
However, what's interesting about that, it doesn't say anything about harming someone you dislike.
I find that very interesting.
Which gets into your point.
Does it say financial gain or loss?
It says financial benefit.
Not loss.
Doesn't say that.
That's a good one.
Just saying.
But you see the problems we're facing with the code.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I am asking you.
Yeah, and this is one of the
I've
things
seen a
that...
lot of meetings.
Yes.
Probably about 800 meetings we've watched in different forums, boards and commissions. We've seen them. We've seen these things.
And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
trying-
yeah.
and-
We're trying to understand the use of the Ethics Commission.
Yeah.
Which I think you're gonna help us to understand that.
That's right.
By going through these
Entire
conversations. Yeah.
And
But anyone can,
I think that should be amended to include to harm as well as to benefit. I really do. I think that would be my suggestion to the board. Because it should include to harm as well as to benefit, because they can use it to harm as well.
yeah,
You've got to know, though, you've got to realize the type of atmosphere that you have in a small town.
I do understand the atmosphere, which is why I feel that is an important amendment.
Cutthroat.
Exactly.
Opposite of a favor exchange.
And make the Ethics Commission
in fact, I would argue
interesting.
Yeah.
this can go all the way up to, someone in power harming someone underneath by breaking process or doing something else. Or if you, one could argue that someone pushes something through breaking process to benefit their political position. That's a benefit.
Yeah, but now you get political though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but nowadays,
And
there is no benefit.
that is politics.
That is
So they have to
politics.
do what they have to do.
Well, do they have to do it?
Is it ethical? That's
Yeah.
all.
Is it ethical
Is it
to
ethical?
break process?
No.
You already started
They
yelling
do
at
it.
me earlier
They do
about
it.
not having procedure here.
Yeah, and I'm still in that. I didn't know that.
He was just letting you know what the procedure is.
Nothing, I know, he was
Don't.
yelling, scolding me. The thing is, we're not doing anything we're voting on. We're
But
just,
it's
Wow.
not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
You thought I was scolding you?
I guess I have another question.
You don't know me.
I love you.
You don't know me.
Is it everybody's experience that if one person holds a personal grudge against, because, I mean, not every decision that a commission makes directly affects the person who comes in. The tax assessment, yeah, that's a very clear example, but is it that clear that the one person with a grudge could taint the entire commission?
I believe personally that, let's say, I'm sitting on the board,
That's a good
and I have a couple of friends on the board, and I share my opinion of how I feel. And I, for some odd reason, have influence. Now I've influenced the decision of possibly half the board or a better possession of the board, and I've just changed direction of where we might have been going. And because of that choice, I could not have put the town in a position. And with that being said, I think that's why I personally would accuse myself, whether I had a good feeling towards you or a bad feeling towards you, because I can't in good conscience say that I wouldn't try to do that if I had my say.
Right.
So if ethically, I would have to accuse myself so that I didn't influence you. And I would actually ask to step out of the meeting while you discussed it so that I would not influence through discussion either.
I applaud you.
Now, some people don't think I have ethics, but I do.
The concern that I see, and this is just for throwing things out for discussion, is that any disappointed person who came in front of the commission and didn't get what they were requesting could argue that person who voted against me doesn't like me. And I
I know that's talking about high school, junior high,
Yeah.
elementary school behaviors. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I-
So, I think it's a slippery slope and it's a little bit of a dangerous line, but it's not to say that it couldn't be explored and considered.
If
If the code ever gets revised again. Right now, we don't have the ability to put something like that in the code.
I understand that, but I think if the code were to be revised, that it should be either or, not just to benefit, but also to harm. Because, I'm sorry, ethics can do either. Ethically, either could happen.
It's a tough road that the commission is on, just trying to come up with.
Because let's say I don't like you. Let's say you and I have a huge beef. I'm making it up. It's fake. I'm making it up. It's fake. But you come before what I'm sitting on,
Yeah.
and you're asking for us to reduce your taxes because for some odd reason you think your house is worth $100,000 less than what we use us for that. Okay? And because we have beef, I'm going to look at the people and say, you know what? I'm going to listen, but I'm not going to vote. I'm going to abstain. Because I don't feel that I can ethically...
You can fairly evaluate my
Right,
argument.
because I have a beef with you and I don't want it to interfere with what is right for you.
Right. Oh, I understand that, and I've already said that. That's wonderful, and I wish more people would learn to do that. And, I mean, I'll be honest with you, if someone I cared about was in front, I would have to recuse myself. It's as simple as that.
Because our emotions are just emotions and we can't always stop them.
That's right. And that is so true. because it can taint the way we think about something. Mood has an effect on cognition.
Exactly.
But at the exact same time, the commission as a whole looks at the code detail by detail and attempts to integrate the story that one says versus the story that other says into what is said by the code. Does it match what's on the code? And what we're already seeing is the code is weak.
Mm-hmm.
The code is weak. And we can't change that. What we can change is be upfront with what our process by getting all this done. That's a town issue. The town will have to vote on it and change the code.
Yeah, we have to go through charter revision, I would think.
Yeah.
Well, the charter,
No.
I was gonna say, didn't you go to the charter revision meeting and bring it up?
The only thing I got from Paul was the fact that they're keeping the ethics commission.
I think we need to keep the ethics commission.
Yeah, they're not changing it. They're not arguing it. But certain things about the ethics commission I believe should be done, but that's between me and Paul first before anything else.
Agreed.
The moral code, the ethical code, on the other hand, that also is a separate document.
Now, can you guys, this is just a question, are you guys able to draft a new quote-unquote code and ask for it to be brought to the town when we have our election in the fall? So that it's not,
It would not be ready in the time.
okay, just asking.
No, it would not be ready. This is complex.
And fair enough.
And in fact, one of the things I was also going to announce that one of our missing people is trying to organize a municipal ethics lesson with the state for this commission, as well as I want to open it up for the entire town.
I think that would be a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Especially seeing that there's so many people that do sit on boards and commissions in this town.
Yeah, and AJ has been
He's a
given
good
the
man, I
job.
believe he can get that.
Yeah, he has been given the job to do that.
I believe he
He brought it up, I said, you got it, and that's just it. I mean, I'm also give kudos to Carol. She's been doing legal analysis for us.
No, I'm willing to legal research.
Yeah,
I can tell just by your responses.
yeah,
I have to, full disclosure, I used to be an attorney, I'm retired, I'm not licensed to practice anywhere.
So
So
none of this-
I'm not providing legal advice under any circumstances, but I know how to read codes and I know how to find cases
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so I've been just reporting on what I found.
however, we
Thank you
have
for your time.
gotten a lot of information based upon what Carol has found. Don't worry, I'm coming to you soon.
You're not forgotten.
You're not wrong.
Exactly.
The point is, we have a lot of studying to do. This has not been a simple job.
Anybody who thought it would be was, excuse me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
You
not.
have to be daft to do a simple thing.
I'm more than willing to give out anything to you guys that's up here. This is basically our communications that we've gone through and some of the written documentation that we've done. And all of it is obviously open, information. And we have not made any decisions. But it is important to get these procedures down. One, because it creates a type of history for the commission. Two, it allows the community to know what to do, where to go, how it's going to be done, and no mystery. In fact, Carol came up with the idea of creating an FAQ with regard to the Ethics Commission that will put up and say, this is what you need to do. We're in the midst of rewriting the complaint sheet to bring it up to snuff. So there's a lot of pieces moving at this. We're also hoping to have a special meeting which will include the chief of police.
Awesome.
And a special meeting including the town attorney.
That'd be good too.
And basically, those have to be organized, and obviously we only have so much time. We all commit voluntarily for this, and so this is a slow process. And I think that's important for you all to realize. And just think, we had a meeting that's now gone for 35 minutes, and we haven't moved anything.
But we had a lot of discussion, it was possible.
Yes, we did. And I think that's good.
I agree. Thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem.
No, this is what we're here for, and we may have I may call a special meeting just to cover certain stuff. I'll consult with the commission. But the next meeting, this is June? Next meeting is in
I
September.
have a question. You said earlier about when you take a complaint, she asked what the process is. You say you get the complainant and the respondent in the room together?
Not until, well, first of all,
I'm just wondering about anonymity.
first of all,
What happened with
anonymity
that?
for their complaint is maintained up until the adjudication. The respondent has the right to confront their accuser.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Up at that point, I can maintain anonymity of the accuser. After that, and this is explained to the complainant. It's only fair.
Or for legal matters.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we've written up what I had written up before had that component, and in the letter to the complainant, I actually write, you will have anonymity up until a point because of the right of the defendant to see who's being accused. So at that point, that's why if you come to us and you hear that this is a complaint and ask us about it, what will we say? Bingo, you can't say anything. No one in this committee will say anything. We know.
Now, with your new procedures, is the town clerk going to? Is she held to that same standard? Because she has to document all this.
What? That's one of the issues that
You have to take them out and she has to record them or
First of all,
make the copies.
that is one of the issues that we face. The procedure goes the following. The complaint in a sealed envelope goes to the town clerk. Town clerk gives me the sealed envelope and I open it up. Then it is Xeroxed. Now, what we're thinking...
By her or you?
Well, that's just it, by me. I might even take it out of town hall
You should.
and Staples, Xerox it, save the chip, give it to the town to pay.
That's better.
Yes?
I'd rather just see the five of you in.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know why,
That's it.
no, I'm just gonna say, I don't know why you would not be allowed access to the printer as the head of the commission to be able to.
I can. There's several other things that go on. I could do it, but we don't want it necessarily in the office opened up, that anyone might take a snap of it or whatever. That's one reason.
Okay.
Or asking them to leave is ridiculous. Second of all, I don't know how to use their printer, so I would have to learn. Plus, I need hard copy. I need digital copies of it as well. That's important
Because you make it as PDF.
yeah. Well, yeah.
That's what it
You have to
says.
put it on digital because that stays with me, and it'll go to the next commission chair. This thumb drive. This is everything that we've done, everything that and then right now the past case that we have is sealed with the label complaint. No identifying remark except into the bank, into the safe,
In the vault.
vault. And so that's now there. I don't have it anymore. It's been resolved. All the letters are there. et cetera, so forth. And it was 2 years, it could be destroyed. Trust me, I am very much of a stickler for this, and I want confidentiality.
I agree with confidentiality.
So I get one more question then.
It's in the code about the confidentiality.
Yes.
No, I
Of
understand,
course.
I just didn't realize that I'm used to businesses or the town hall I used to use per se, haven't been in our town hall to do anything of this nature, mind you.
Mhm.
But we had a print room where that was all that was in there, you would just go in and make your copies and that was it.
Yeah, the printer is central in the clerk's office.
Oh, yeah, that's sort of public, yeah.
See, that would be a problem, yes. Now I understand your reasoning for it, I didn't know we didn't have a print room.
Yeah.
So, another question, because I know about the procedures because I was going onto the town website and the government, and here's the procedures for the Ethics Commission.
Yeah.
But you never voted on that. I went back to your meeting.
No,
You
we never voted
on
on it. It's
So
just
how
their
did
public
that-
information.
it. That got recorded.
Yeah. No, it didn't get recorded. It got recorded, I handed it to her, but it's not official.
So we're going by what's in the Code of Ethics right now,
Yeah,
procedure.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm wondering, you know, because I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute. And I went back to your meetings and watched them, and I'm like, no, they never voted on that.
You have to understand, this is transparency. This is what we're talking about. And I want feedback, and if I don't let it out there publicly.
Okay, so now that you know, okay, somebody that goes online right now
Says draft on it.
is going, does it?
Yes.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Does it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
It
see
says
that.
draft
I
on
don't
it.
think it did. I'll check, because I don't think it did.
Supposed to. Didn't have the footprint of draft last time?
I thought it said that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right here. Here. Draft.
Not.
That's what I sent.
Not online. There's
Oh.
no draft. So somebody goes online right now, they're gonna think this is the procedure. That's why I'm asking why it was already.
Look, I
done.
can ask it to
Voted
go
on.
down and put the other part, draft. It's as simple as
Well,
that.
then they
That's
people would know
it's
it's
a
a
word
draft.
file.
Yeah.
You know, send it over, put draft.
Right.
Because that's how, and in fact, on the first page,
I actually found it looking for your
excuse me.
ethics code.
First page, draft.
What's that?
This is the title to that document, draft.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You have drafter right after the title.
Hopefully people will see it. Administrative procedures for handling an ethics complaint. Town of Plainfield Ethics Commission.
Policies and procedures,
Right.
draft.
Last edited 12/8/2025.
No, it's supposed to be 1/2/2025. So, that's old. It's old to begin with.
So I'm saying it doesn't say
Okay.
draft.
I'll put this one in. Obviously, the wrong one went out.
Yes,
Okay?
And where is that at, when I asked, on the website?
under government.
Okay, because I went to commissions, that's what I was asking.
Yes, under government.
I'll have, that's
Yeah.
easy to take care of.
Yeah.
But that's what we talked about.
I was gonna ask this question as a public comment anyway.
Hey,
so, you know.
don't worry about it.
Because I know it's
Public comment.
Is
It's
this
all
the
set.
one he was
Right.
talking about?
Yeah, that's,
It says draft policies right there.
no, this is.
All right, it says right here, draft of ethics commission policies, right at the.
What's that under government?
Yeah, that's under the government, it has code of ethics above it, and then it says draft of the ethics commission policies and procedures.
Oh, that's on there twice.
Yes,
Even-
there's two.
Hmm.
There's the first one that is the original of the 2009, and then there's the draft that was.
2009 is not our,
That's the code of ethics.
that's the.
And then there's the draft that was
That's
submitted
the
on
right one.
1/12/2025, it says.
Yeah.
That, and it does say draft on the documents.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
That's it.
Okay,
It's not mine.
I want to, first of all, I want to thank you guys for talking, for giving us ideas. Thank you, Janice.
Fine.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, I'm just being honest, but
By the way, if anyone wants any of these things,
because I went to the government, like you said.
Procedures for the ethical complaint, right?
Oh, so you, I didn't go in that way, I went
Oh,
into,
okay.
what, under government, like you said.
See, now you look at this one, it's not there.
That's a totally different date too. That's weird. He does, and it's a different totally place on the website too that he's going to, not even where I went to. I went to where.
It popped up, so I'm like,
Because I went to, see, under
I just want to
here,
know that I did check it as
this is where I
draft.
went to is under code of ethics, under this page.
yeah, it's the harder way. I saw it right there at the beginning, and I'm like, oh, what's that?